Why an emergency fund is crucial in personal finance? Well, let's break it down. When it comes to managing your finances, an emergency fund is like your safety net. It's that stash of money set aside to cover the financial surprises life throws your way. Think of it as your financial umbrella, shielding you from the sudden downpours of unexpected expenses. These expenses could range from an urgent car repair to an unforeseen medical bill or even a sudden job loss. Without a safety net of funds, these unexpected costs can quickly spiral, causing financial stress and potentially leading you into debt. So the importance of an emergency fund goes beyond just having money in the bank. It provides peace of mind, knowing that should a financial storm come your way, you're prepared to weather it. Now let's dive into the top 10 reasons why you should start building an emergency fund today. Starting off our countdown at number 10 is unexpected job loss. In a world where job market volatility is the new normal, the unexpected can happen at any moment. One day you're climbing the corporate ladder, the next you're out of work, facing an uncertain future. This is where an emergency fund comes into play. It's not a luxury, but a necessity. Think of it as your financial parachute, ready to soften the blow if you ever find yourself free-falling in the job market. It can provide the financial stability you need during periods of unemployment, allowing you to meet your daily expenses without having to rely on credit or loans. In essence, an emergency fund is your personal financial backup plan. It gives you the peace of mind to know that you can weather the storm should you ever lose your job unexpectedly. So, an emergency fund is your financial safety net when you lose your job unexpectedly. At number 9, we have medical emergencies. It's no secret that healthcare can be expensive, especially when an emergency strikes without warning. An unexpected trip to the hospital can quickly deplete savings or worse, lead to crippling debt. This is where an emergency fund comes into play. By setting aside money specifically for unforeseen medical expenses, you safeguard yourself and your loved ones. An emergency fund can cover everything from ambulance rides, hospital stays, surgeries, medication, and even aftercare. It provides a financial buffer, helping you to manage the high cost of healthcare without resorting to loans or credit cards. The beauty of an emergency fund is that it's not just for the big stuff. It can also cover smaller yet still significant bills like prescription drugs or therapy sessions. So, whether it's a minor ailment or a major surgery, an emergency fund helps you focus on recovery instead of worrying about finances. Remember, health is wealth, and an emergency fund ensures that wealth. Coming in at number 8 are sudden home repairs. Picture this. It's a calm Tuesday afternoon, and out of nowhere, the water heater springs a leak, or the roof begins to crumble. These are not just inconveniences, they're potential financial disasters, especially if you're not prepared. The cost of home repairs can skyrocket into the thousands in the blink of an eye. And no, your homeowner's insurance may not cover everything. So what do? Do you dig into your savings meant for something else, or do you take on more debt? This is where an emergency fund comes to the rescue. It's a safety net, ready to catch you when sudden home repairs threaten to throw you off your financial balance. It allows you to manage these unexpected costs without breaking your budget or adding unnecessary stress to your life. An emergency fund saves you from the surprise expenses of home repairs. Now, isn't that a relief? At number 7, we have vehicle breakdowns. Picture this. You're cruising down the highway and suddenly your car sputters to a stop. That clanking sound? That's the sound of your wallet emptying. From blown tires to transmission failures, vehicle repairs can be costly. But here's the good news. An emergency fund can be your financial lifesaver, covering these unexpected costs and keeping you on the road. So remember, with an emergency fund, vehicle breakdowns won't break your bank. Number 6 on our list is unexpected travel. Life can be unpredictable. There might be an urgent family matter across the country or a sudden business trip overseas. These trips come with a price tag. Flights, accommodations, meals, and more. Here's where your emergency fund comes into play. It serves as a financial cushion, turning unexpected travel from a crisis into a manageable situation. It gives you the freedom to be where you need to be, when you need to be there. An emergency fund helps you to travel without financial stress. At number 5, we have emergency pet care. Pets are family, but their unexpected health issues can lead to hefty bills. From sudden illnesses to accidents, the cost of emergency pet care can run into thousands. Having an emergency fund set aside for such situations can be a financial lifesaver, ensuring your pet gets the immediate care they require. After all, who wants to choose between their wallet and their pet's well-being? An emergency fund ensures your furry friends get the care they need without straining your finances. Coming in at number 4 is an unexpected tax bill. Picture this. You've just finished your annual tax return, only to find out you owe more than you anticipated. This financial burden can throw your regular budget into disarray. But here's where an emergency fund shines. It acts as a safety net, allowing you to manage this sudden expense without disrupting your financial stability. It's like having your very own financial superhero swooping in to save the day. An emergency fund helps you tackle unexpected tax bills with ease. At number 3, we have legal emergencies. Legal situations can spring up unexpectedly and often carry a hefty price tag. Whether it's related to a traffic violation, a dispute with your landlord, or even an unforeseen lawsuit, the costs can quickly accumulate. Legal fees for attorneys, court costs, and possible settlements or fines can drain your finances faster than you could imagine. Not to mention the potential loss of income if you need to take time off work to deal with these legal issues. This is where an emergency fund comes into play. It acts as a financial buffer, providing the crucial support needed to navigate these legal hurdles without sinking into debt. It ensures you can afford the best legal representation, pay off any fines, and meet court costs without destabilizing your financial health. In essence, an emergency fund can be your financial superhero, swooping in to save the day when legal emergencies arise. An emergency fund can be a lifesaver in legal emergencies. Number 2 on our list is debt prevention. When unexpected expenses come knocking at your door, it's all too easy to fall into the vicious cycle of debt. An emergency fund, however, can serve as your financial cushion, preventing you from resorting to loans or credit cards to cover those unforeseen costs. Imagine a scenario where your car breaks down or your roof starts leaking. Without an emergency fund, you may be tempted to use credit cards or take out a high-interest loan to cover these expenses. But this is where the trouble starts. The interest on these loans can quickly add up, sinking you deeper into debt. But with an emergency fund, you can cover these costs without incurring additional debt. This fund allows you to tackle the problem head-on, without the added stress and financial strain of loan repayments and interest. Remember, it's not about if these unexpected expenses will occur, but when. An emergency fund is your shield against unwanted debts. And finally, at number 1, we have financial freedom. Imagine this. You're sitting back comfortably, knowing that no matter what life throws your way, you're prepared. That's the power of an emergency fund. It's not just about safeguarding yourself from the unexpected. It's about peace of mind. It's about knowing you have a safety net ready to catch you if you stumble. An emergency fund is a buffer between you and life's unpredictable turns. It's an armor of security that shields you from the sudden financial storms that can otherwise capsize your stability. It's a tool that lets you navigate your financial journey with confidence, knowing you have a backup plan. Think about it. With an emergency fund, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. You're not living paycheck to paycheck, worried about the next unexpected expense. You're financially free, independent, and secure. An emergency fund is not just a financial strategy, it's a lifestyle. An emergency fund is your ticket to financial freedom. So, there you have it. The top 10 reasons to build an emergency fund. From unexpected job loss and medical emergencies to sudden home repairs and vehicle breakdowns, having an emergency fund is a financial safety net that can bring peace of mind. And let's not forget the unexpected travel, emergency pet care, unexpected tax bill, legal emergencies, and debt prevention, all of which can be made less daunting with a well-maintained emergency fund. But the ultimate reason, the pinnacle of all, is achieving financial freedom. An emergency fund is the cornerstone of a solid financial foundation. It's the buffer that keeps you afloat when life throws a curveball. So, if you haven't begun, it's time to start. No amount is too small to start with. Every penny, every dime, contributes to your financial safety net. Remember, an emergency fund is not an option, but a necessity for financial stability. Start building yours today.